Most traders think a signal is a strategy. It's not. I get it. You've heard promises before. The difference? We backtest every rule and show the numbers. You build and run systems for a living. Use that same mindset in markets. Signal to size, to assembly, to execution, and finally, review. Run that loop. Let the rules do the work. In 3 minutes, I'll show you how we turn market noise into a weekly routine you can run fast, and how to set it all up in a small hands-on workshop with limited seats. The market is a noisy lab. Lots of random results happen by chance. If you test enough indicators, something's bound to eventually look good by accident. Most conventional setups, like a simple moving average cross or one RSI number, look great sometimes, but then eventually they're going to fall apart. Tweaking parameters until the backtest looks pretty is how false edges are born. A truly clean signal is a pre-specified rule with a simple economic story that still works on new data and doesn't depend on one perfect parameter. Write the hypothesis first, in one line. If X and Y happen, then go long or short until Z. Set your rules and run the test. No changing midway. Freeze the inputs. Define tickers, data fields, and timestamps all up front. Remove survivorship and look-ahead biases. Include dividends and corporate actions. Only run tests on new, out-of-sample data. Use a walk-forward or hold-out test, like the last 20 to 30% of your data set, and check how it works in up, down, and choppy markets. Watch out for data mining. If you've already tried many ideas, demand a bigger margin over costs, and favor signals that hold across small parameter ranges, no razor-thin spikes. Keep it small and sane. 3 conditions max, clear exit rule, and results that persist across symbols and timeframes. Forget just having one favorite stock. If a setup only wins after heavy parameter nudging, or in only one short time frame, it's not a signal, it's a story. So now you have the signal. How much are you going to invest? Let's say you have 2 tickers to buy, XLP and AI. Would you buy the same amount in both of these names? Of course you wouldn't. And the key is relative volatility. It's a measure of how much more volatile one stock is compared to another, using SPY as our baseline. In our example, XLP's volatility is about 75% that of SPY, while AI, on the other hand, has a relative volatility of almost 4 times that of SPY. That means that to even out the risk between these 2 positions, the position of XLP has to be 5.3 times larger than that of AI. If you have questions on how to implement this, or where to get this metric, we cover all of this in the workshop. We make sure the groups are small so that everyone gets personal attention. Babysitting single names is fragile and exhausting. One stock can dominate the outcomes. Most traders are under-diversified. You can try sector or asset class diversification, but we prefer a more technical approach. Build a true market-neutral sleeve. 3 to 5 long names versus 3 to 5 short names, each carrying the same amount of risk. That way, one bad stock can't ruin your week. We show a heat bar where each position's risk is equal. After the workshop, Max ran the loop for a month. 4 or 5 trades correct, and more importantly, no big down days. Backtest on our template from January 2022 to April 2025 shows smaller drawdowns than the broader market. They also show stronger fixed sum growth. But backtests are only hypothetical and for education. But what if paper edges die in the order book? Clicking buy at the wrong time bleeds hidden costs. The one thing I love about market neutral portfolios, though, is they don't require attention. Once they're opened, it's like fundamental investing, except it's active and flexible. We've optimized our backtest to make sure the portfolio management is executable in under an hour a week. It only takes an hour to understand how it all works in a workshop, and then about 1 hour a week to rebuild your positions for the following week. You don't need to keep an eye on the market while you're at work or running your wife's errands. And better yet, you don't need to lose sleep in the middle of the night worrying if the market's going to drop. Just pick a time while the market's open that works for you and show up once a week. Of course, anything can look smart for a few weeks at a time. But without validation, you celebrate randomness and size up at the worst possible time. We meet every week in our Discord to keep you on track. You'll get access after the workshop. That's how Kyle made his first profits in the opening week of executing the strategy. Same with Martin. We may not have a long history yet, but engineering is our obsession. Designing systems is what we do best. Come see how in our free workshop. This is a small group, hands-on session, 10 seats only, so we configure your loop live. You'll leave with a validated signal checklist based on exclusive indicators, a personal risk budget and sizing template, a market-neutral portfolio map balanced by risk, a one-page execution checklist, and access to our Discord command center for weekly reviews. Pick a slot now because the seats go fast. We only have 10 per session with no replays. So click now to lock in a strategy that's built to last.